Ādi Gadādhara Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Rama
हरि नाम संकीर्तन की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming. Hare Krishna. So thank you, dear devotees, all of you, for joining us today for our study of Bhagavad Gita. Let us begin with our Mangalacharan prayers, the auspicious invocation prayers that we chant every day. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhambitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo mahavadanyaya krishna prema pradayate krishnaya krishna chaitanya namne gaura tvise namaha. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद Shri Advaita Gadādhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So thank you, dear devotees, for once again coming this Friday for our weekly study of Sri Bhagavad Gītā, which is the most foundational, essential Shastra for all those who are following the path of Sanatana Dharma. So we are studying the third chapter of Bhagavad Gītā. It is called Karma Yoga, and we are on page 167, text 31, shlok number 31 of the third chapter, 3.31. Lord Krishna is instructing Arjuna on Karma Yoga, because in this world nobody can live without doing karma. So karma means our activity, and yoga means to connect with Krishna. How we can connect with Krishna? Through our work, day-to-day work. That's what this chapter teaches us. Ye me matamidam nityam anutishtanti manavaha Shraddhavanto anasuyanto muchyante tepi karmabhihi. Asha Mataji, you can read the translation.
Those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who follow this teaching faithfully without envy become free from the bondage of fruitive actions.
So what is the meaning of fruitive actions? Krishna is saying we can become free from the effect of fruitive actions if we perform our duties according to Krishna's rules. If we obey Krishna, then we become free from our fruitive activities. We become free from karma. So what does that mean? Correct. See, in this world, it is said, avashyameva bhoktavyam kritam karma shubhashubham. Whatever shubh ashubh karma we do, avashyameva bhoktavyam. We have to face the consequences of our action. आपण मराठीत म्हणतो ना, मनाच्या श्लोकामध्ये, मनात वाचिरे पूर्व संचित केले तया सारिके भोगणे प्राप्त झाले. जैसी करनी वैसी avashyameva bhoktavyam kritam karma shubhashubham. This is the Vedic teaching. It comes from Brihadaranyaka Purana. Avashyameva bhoktavyam kritam karma shubhashubham. Whatever shubh ashubh karma we do, we have to face the consequences. Krishna is saying we become free from the consequences of karma. We become free from our karma if we follow Krishna's instructions. भगवान जैसा कहते हैं, यदि हम ऐसा करेंगे तो हम कर्म के बंधन से मुक्त हो जाएंगे. मुच्यन्ते word is used. Look at the verse, look at the shlok 31. मुच्यन्ते तेपि कर्मभिः. मुच्यन्ते तेपि कर्मभिः. Hare Krishna. We become free from the bondage of karma. How we become free from bondage of karma? Anutishtanti manava. Anutishtanti. If we are situated in performing our activities as Krishna says. If Krishna says be a vegetarian, patram pushpam phalam toyam, and we become vegetarian, then we are following Krishna. Krishna says, speak the truth. And we give up duplicity, dupliciousness, lying, cheating, then we are following Krishna. Krishna says that you earn your wealth according to sattva gun, according to dharma. See, it is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. From dharma, artha should come. If the artha is coming by doing something that is displeasing to Krishna, then that wealth is contaminated. For example, someone may be selling cigarettes or alcohol or meat, or a doctor may be doing abortions just because medical termination of pregnancy, just because a lady does not want the responsibility of the child. Then that is against Krishna. That is not good for our spiritual life. So we can make spiritual progress if we perform our activity according to how Krishna wants. Is that clear? And what Krishna wants will be very clear in Bhagavad Gītā. It will be explained. So let's look at the purport now. So what does this verse say? How can we become free from our karma? The bondage of karma, where if we do something good, we have to enjoy. We have to go to Swargalok. Now in Swargalok, it is possible Hiranyakashipu will come and take over. Or the Daityas will come and there will be Devasur Sangram and the Asurs will win sometimes. So even Swargalok is not a very stable position. Just like in this world, now one can live in Sudan, in Africa. Is it a safe place right now? Very unsafe place. There is a civil war going on there. Or one can stay in USA. Which is safer right now? USA. Right now, USA is safer. But in the future, things may change. So things are safer in USA, but does it mean that nobody is dying in USA? What is happening in Hawaii? See? Relatively safe, but people are getting cancer here. There may not be a civil war. People are not dying from bullets, but people are dropping dead from heart attacks. People are dropping dead from stroke in USA right now as we speak. Isn't it? So it's relative. So heavenly planet, Swarga, is relatively a better place. But it is not a perfect place. What is perfect place? Vaikuntha. Kuntha means anxiety, distress. Vaikuntha means without. Vaikuntha is a place where there is only happiness. It is Satchid Ananda. It is eternal. There is no confusion, lack of knowledge. Everything is full of knowledge. Here we are confused. COVID को कैसे treat करें? Hydroxychloroquine दे कि remdesivir दे? Then we have to do medical studies, randomized control trials to see what is evidence-based, what is not evidence-based. This confusion is not in Vaikuntha. There is such chit. Chit means full of knowledge. Confusion, not knowing what to do, is a sign of material world. Kya kare, kya na kare. That is material world. Confusion. In spiritual world, there is no confusion. So this is a very important difference between the material world and the spiritual world. Yes. So Vaikuntha is the entire spiritual world. In Vaikuntha, Lord Ramachandra has his planet called Ayodhya. Just like there is Ayodhya city on this earth planet, that is a reflection of the original Ayodhya in Vaikuntha, where eternally there is Ram Darbar. Sita Ram, Lakshman, Hanumanji, Bharat, Shatrugna are staying there, where Kausalyanandan Ram is staying eternally, happily as the king of Ayodhya. That is what Goswami Tulsidas is referring to. Antakal, what is it? Raghuvar Purjai, Jaha Janma, Hari Bhantaka. That is spiritual world. So similarly, in Vaikuntha, there is a planet of Narsimhadev in the spiritual world. There is a planet of Krishna. That planet of Krishna is called Golok Vrindavan. But Krishna has several planets. Krishna is there in Dwarka also. There is Dwarka in the spiritual world, where Krishna is with Rukmini Satyabhama. There is Krishna in Mathura, where he is with Devaki and Vasudeva, and Akrur and others. And then there is Golok Vrindavan, where Krishna is with Radharani, Nanda, Yashoda, Balram. And that is the highest award. Aradhyo Bhagwan Vrajesha Tanaya. The highest form of Krishna is Vrajesha Tanaya, means the son of Nanda Maharaj. Vrajesh is Nanda Maharaj, the king of Vraj, his son, Vrajendra Nandan, Krishna. That is the highest form of Krishna. And how that is so? That's a very detailed, analytical, spiritual subject, which we can discuss some other time. It will get too complicated if I go into that. So Golok Vrindavan is the highest planet in Vaikuntha. It is the topmost planet of Vaikuntha. Yes, beta.
So, in this verse, it says, if you follow every teacher duties according to my injunctions and follow this teaching faithfully, free from the bondage of derivative actions. If you follow Krishna's teachings, you shouldn't get that karma, right? Isn't that the point?
Yes.
So
Correct.
if you follow it, you will only be getting good karma. So why would you want to be teaching?
So one may be following Krishna partially, like us. We have come here for Bhagavad Gita Satsang, and generally Friday evenings, we are not, right now, next 1 hour, we will not be committing any sins. I don't think so. But then what happens the rest of the week? So we may not be pure. We may not be following Krishna purely. We may be following Krishna partially. That's what it refers to. But the verse says that we have to completely follow Krishna if we want to get Krishna. That is the meaning. And then it says without envy. What does that mean? Yeah. So if, yeah, go ahead.
So this is about karma only. If we, once you go, die, pass away, whatever, you go to Swarga to live out your karma, right? Then why do you also have to live out your karma in the next life?
Okay. So because imagine a person who has multiple loans. There is credit card debt, there is home mortgage, plus you have taken money from some friend, some relatives. You have multiple loans. You have education loan, college loan. So one day, one may just work hard, get a bonus, get extra money, work 2 jobs, and pay off the credit card debt. And then suddenly we get a friend ringing the doorbell. Hey, give me my $5,000 back that you borrowed from me. And then the mortgage company is calling. Hey, you need to pay your mortgage. So one will say, what? I just paid my debt off. Why are you bothering me? Well, because you have multiple lines of debt. So we may go to hell and suffer some of our karma, but that's not all of our karma. Our karma is like a Mount Sumeru. So many births we have taken. In each birth we have done so much good and bad karma. And when we go to hell, we suffer some of it. We repay some debt, but not all of it.
So we carry karma in
Birth after birth.
birth after birth.
Yes.
So whatever we have done maybe 10 lives before, it's still continues.
So see, karma is like this. Every day we are doing good and bad karma. Everybody agrees?
Yeah.
We are working in this world. We go eat in a restaurant. There is karma there. Whatever we are eating, there is some karma involved in that. Because some plants have been cut, some animals have been cut to produce that. Certain person has cooked it. Unka karma lagta hai. A person who is cooking, his karma. For example, if you look at this painting now. Look beta, look at that painting. What do you see? Eating.
Yeah.
What do you feel when you see that painting? Just look at that painting for 10 seconds. What do you feel? Soak in that painting. What are you feeling? What did you see in that painting?
That's what I think. Yeah,
No, but what is it? I ask you, what painting did you see, beta?
Krishna's eating.
So you feel happy? He's sitting in the forest of Vrindavan with his friends on the green grass, eating food cooked by Yashoda Maiya with his friends. There might be samosas, rasgullas, gulab jams, right?
Not having gulab jams after 3 class mentioning.
और कुछ खाना तो बताओ, फरमाइश करो, मैं क्लास में. हाँ हाँ,
Well, let's talk about sleep.
yeah, that's what mother is saying.
Yeah. Say so many times that she will take it. She will.
Right.
Before you.
So Krishna is there, Krishna's friends are there, their dabba is there. There's green grass in the background, there is Yamuna flowing, they're sitting in the nice Vrindavan forest, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So by looking at that painting, you experienced all that. That, oh, this is what is happening in the painting, correct? But actually, it's just a piece of canvas and just a bunch of colors. It is the artist who has given it a shape and form. And by seeing the work of the artist who has painted that painting, you are experiencing Krishna, his dabba, his friends, Vrindavan forest, green grass, Yamuna, all that you are experiencing because some artist has given a certain shape with those colors. So the artist must have imagined this, right? Before starting the painting, artist must have thought, okay, I'm going to paint Krishna, his friends, all the Gopas, sitting in Vrindavan, eating their lunch. And then he starts. So what is in the mind of the artist came in your mind. You agree? Just by looking at the painting. What was in the mind of the artist came in your mind. Agree or not? Similarly, whatever is in the consciousness of the cook who is cooking for you, you will get it when you eat that food. That is a सिद्धांत. ऐसा नहीं कि किसी ने भी कुछ भी कुक किया हम खाएंगे और उसका इफेक्ट नहीं होगा. Just like that painting affected you in a certain way. You got certain experience from seeing that painting, which is just a canvas and some colors. But the artist has given it such a shape that when you look at it, you get affected and you get a certain experience. Similarly, it's just food. Somebody is chopping it. Have you cooked ever with your mama? You have helped, right? Is cooking easy? No, it is complex. You have to decide the menu should match. You have to get those vegetables, fruits, you have to wash them, cut them in a certain way for certain preparations. The masala should be right, the salt should be right, it should be fried properly. So you have to maintain hygiene. So many things are there. The temperature should be right, the appearance should be right. Then when it is served, people enjoy it. Correct? So cooking is an art. Agree or not? It's the art of cooking, art of painting. Both are pieces of art. The plate you are going to eat today, Mithleshwar Mataji has made prasadam. That's a piece of art because there's sabji, there is gulab jam. It has to be proper shape. It cannot be a square gulab jam. You cannot put salt instead of sugar in the gulab jam syrup. Correct? So it's an art. There is a process, and that will affect us. Therefore, we should eat food cooked by devotees. If we eat food that has not been offered to Krishna, we get sins. In Bhagavad Gītā, Krishna says, Yajna Shishta Ashina Santa Muchante Sarva Kilbhishay Bhunjate Tetva Agham Papa Yah Pachanti Atma Karanat. What is Yajna Shishta? What has been offered in Yajna to Krishna? If we eat that, Muchante Sarva Kilbhishay, we get freed from all sinful reactions. On the other hand, if we eat food that has not been offered to Krishna, it is not Naivedya. We are eating only sins. Bhunjate tetva agham papa yah pachanti atma karanat. If we cook for ourselves without offering it to Krishna, we are simply eating sins. Why? Because bhoktaram yadna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. Krishna is the owner of everything. The food belongs to Krishna. And we are Krishna's servants. Jivera Swarup hai Krishna Nitya Das. Our Swarup is to be Krishna's servant. So imagine in the house there is a servant. The master gets the grocery, fills up the pantry, the servant goes kitchen, cooks and puts the feet on the master bedroom on the bed and starts eating. Is that good? No, it doesn't work like that. Or you go to the office, you go to the CEO's office and you sit on his chair, put your feet on the desk. The CEO comes. Is it going to be okay? Cool? No, it doesn't work like that. If that is so in a office, what to speak of in the universal arrangement? Krishna has created this whole world. Everything belongs to him. So Krishna therefore says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhakta Prayashati. With bhakti, offer me vegetarian foods like leaf, fruits, water. You offer me milk. I will accept it. then you have it as prasad. That's what we are doing. That's why we eat grains, fruits, vegetables, milk products. Because that can be offered to Krishna. It is sattvic ahar. Whereas meat, alcohol, eggs, this is not sattvic. Onion, you cut onion, you see the strong pungent fumes come, makes you cry. So we can offer only Krishna sattvic food. Garlic also. Very strong. Muh se baas aata hai. I have an American friend in my hospital, doctor, and she was asking me, hey, why you don't eat in the physician cafeteria? We get free lunch every day. So I say that, no, I'm a vegetarian. Oh, there are vegetarian options. And I said, oh, but I don't even eat onion garlic. Oh, my daughters also don't eat onion garlic. They're in college. I said, what? Why? She said, oh, because it makes their mouth stink. They're very conscious. Few days ago, American doctor told me this, my colleague. So it's accepted fact that onion garlic, it stinks. It's not sattvic. So it cannot be offered to Krishna. If you want to gift your mother on Mother's Day, sari, you have three options. You steal sari from someone's house and give it to your mother. Or you give her a torn sari that is not, it has been used, cleaned, discarded, just pick it up from somewhere. Use torn sari and give it to mom. Or you do some little lemonade stall and get some money and go and buy your mother first class sari. With your hard-earned money, with your love, you give it to her. Which of the three options would you choose? The last one, right? Good. So to choose a stolen sari is mode of passion. To choose a dirty, torn, used sari and give it to mama, that is mode of ignorance, tamogun, rajogun, tamogun. And the last option which you chose, that is sattvic, mode of goodness. So if to give a gift to your mother on Mother's Day, you chose something in the mode of goodness, not passion or ignorance. When we offer food to Krishna, because Krishna is our father, we want to give food to Krishna that is in the mode of goodness, sattvic, not rajoguni, not tamoguni, not mode of passion, mode of ignorance. So we cannot give eggs, we cannot give meat, we cannot give tea, coffee, because the caffeine is a stimulant, it's a mode of passion, rajogun. So we can give grains, fruits, vegetables, milk products to Krishna, ghee, like that. So everything we do has got karma. Whether we eat, whether we kill some insects, or we treat somebody in a certain way, we spend money in a certain way. Every activity we are doing in this world is creating karma for us. And that karma is like a big go down. This is to answer your question. That karma is like imagine a big silo. They call it silo in the farms. Have you heard of silo? You get grains, you put them in the silo. You get grains, you put them in the silo. You get grains, you put them in the silo. So in the silo of our karma bank, we have got lots of so many births, good and bad karma, mixed. When we take a birth, we get this body. A part of that karma from that silo is taken. And a body is created that is going to last for 70, 80 years. Because karma is many lifetimes worth. In this life itself, you think how much karma we are producing. Every day we are doing some karma. Now for that we have to pay. So our stockpile of karma is a lot. When we are in animal species, we don't make new karma. We are only suffering karma. A tiger eats a cow. The tiger is not going to get sins. A dog comes and urinates on a tulsi plant. The dog is not going to get bad karma. Because they don't have vivek buddhi. Human beings have vivek buddhi. So only in human species do we get new karma. So someone is a cat, someone is a dog, someone is a crow because of their previous karma. And they are just going to exhaust that much karma in that life. Then ultimately they will evolve through different species and come to human species, where they can create new karma, good and bad. So we have so much karma. When this body comes, which is going to live for maximum 80, 90 years, how much karma can this body take? So certain portion of that karma is taken. 1% karma is taken and a body is created. That is called prarabdha. Prarabdha means the karma that we have been born with for this lifetime that we have to face. So when we are born, our time of death, date of death, way of death, everything is decided. How much money we are going to earn, who we are going to marry, what profession we are going to do, which country we are going to settle. All this is predetermined based on prarabdha. Certain things are predestined, certain things are our free will. What is predestined and what is free will is very difficult for us to understand. We are exactly like a cow who has been tied with a rope to a pole. The length of the rope is 10 feet. Now my question is the cow free or is the cow bound? What is the answer?
It is free up to 10 feet.
It is free and it is bound both. Within 10 feet, the cow can dance, the cow can eat grass, the cow can poop, the cow can sit down, the cow can sleep, the cow can stand, the cow can go round and round within 10 feet radius. She's free. But if you tell the cow, go 1 kilometer, can the cow go? No. So we have certain limitations. If I say, I want to sing like Lata Mangeshkar, nahi, I am not born with that prarabdha. I am not born with that talent. I cannot. I want to play cricket like Sachin Tendulkar. No matter how much I practice, I cannot. Because that talent is not there. But maybe I have some qualities that Tendulkar doesn't know. He may not know how to treat the difference between chronic asthma and COPD. He's not a medical doctor. So everybody has their niche. And that is based on our prarabdha. But what we do with that is our free will. Like the cow can do anything in that 10 feet radius. So we have some free will and we have some predestined. And now somebody just gets a cancer. He may not have done anything, just get a kidney cancer, for example. Usne kuch nahi kiya. It just happened. It's just unfortunate. That is prarabdha. Now somebody has smoked cigarettes for 40 years and then gets lung cancer and says prarabdha hai. Doesn't make sense because you have created that karma in this lifetime and you're getting a result. Or someone drives recklessly and then gets or drinks and drives DUI, goes to prison and says prarabdha hai. No, it's not prarabdha, it's your wrong choice. You should not have done that. So what is prarabdha, what is karma, generally for us is difficult to understand, but Krishna knows. But both are there. Both are interplaying. So the point is, in this life, we are supposed to suffer and enjoy only a part of our good and bad karma. With the bad karma, we will get diseases. With the bad karma, we will have difficulty. With the bad karma, we will have frustrations in life. With the bad karma, we will have negative experiences in this life. With good karma, we will get a good job. With good karma, we will get a good wife or a husband. With good karma, we will get good children. With good karma, we will get good health. With good karma, we will get some nice vacation to enjoy. These are all results of good and bad karmas in our life. And we are born with a stockpile of both. That is called prarabdha. And at the same time, we are creating new karma, some of which we will suffer and enjoy in this life, some of which will go for the next life. So it's a very complex banking account where there's constant deposit, withdrawal, and also fixed budget for this life. It is complex. Therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gītā that what is that? Kavayopi muhyati. Look somebody up. Kavayopi muhyati. Kim karmeti, kim akarmeti, kavayopi muhyati. What is karma? What is akarma? What is vikarma? Even kavi, even a very learned person, muhyati, becomes confused. Because we don't have that vision. No? Krishna knows what is good karma, what is bad karma. Like for example, Dhritarashtra. How many sons he had? 100 sons. All 100 sons died. And Bhim killed all 100 sons. So Mahabharata, there is a commentary on Mahabharata which says that in the previous life, he was a hunter and he had set a tree on fire for some reason. And on that tree, there were some 100 eggs of different nests, different birds. And all of those, the birds flew away, but the eggs got burnt. Eggs also have embryo inside. So he got that karma. So he had to have 100 children and see them die. Like the birds saw their children die. So when we commit sins, we are just creating karma and avashyameva bhoktavyam. It may take time. Because such a big universe, so much karma is there. Every living entity has their own stockpile of karma. So it may take time to come into that circumstance and face the consequences of previous karma, but avashyameva bhoktavya. Kritam karma shubh ashubham. Definitely it will come. It will catch you. The Vedas say, like a calf, if there are a dozen cows standing and a calf comes, she will identify who the mother is. Similarly, the calf of our pap, barabar it will come to us. It will come to us and find us. तूने किया था. तूने आग लगाई थी झाड़ को, वृक्ष को, which destroyed 100 eggs. Now, produce 100 children and see them die one after the other. So like that. Now one may say, then Draupadi was insulted in the Kuru Sabha by Dushasana. So that must be Draupadi's bad karma. No. That's what I'm saying. Some of it is karma, some of it is misuse of somebody's free will. Like Osama bin Laden cannot say that I got those airplanes crashed and killed 3,000 people in one day, 9/11. It was their karma. No, it was your misuse of free will. You see, both are there. The cow can do so many things in this 10 feet. You can crash the airplanes. You can go and start shooting in Taj Mahal Hotel as terrorists. Or you can become Dalai Lama. You can become Mahatma Gandhi. You can become Mother Teresa. Choice is yours. Good, bad karma. Okay, so it's very complex. What is karma? What is prarabdha? What was predestined? For us, it is not possible to understand.
Is that the reason why it says karma deva adhikara stage? You need to keep doing your responsibility.
Yes. Because Krishna says that you just do your duty. That is the only adhikar you have. उसके ऊपर तुमको अधिकार नहीं है.
If it's prarabdha, you will not get the response.
You will not get this.
How much ever
Or you may get.
Or you may get. Yeah.
Now, honestly, there are so many people who have decided in India that I want to come to US. Is everybody able to come? If everybody was able to come, there would not be a visa Balaji in South India. Which means many people don't get it. They want, but they don't get it. Correct? And there are people who have never planned to come. And they are here. Me too. Never planned. I never wanted to come. But somehow circumstances happened and I got it very easily. Because it was probably just in my destiny. For example, there was one man, this is a true story I'm telling you. It happened in Vrindavan. Listen carefully, everyone. There was a rickshawala in Vrindavan. So he rides those electric rickshaws, those e-rickshaws that have now come because of, thanks to Modi ji. To reduce pollution, he has introduced those electric rickshaws. So in Vrindavan. So he rides those electric rickshaws and earns little money every day. So one day he earned 500 rupees. Whole day, rickshaw. 500 rupees he earned. Evening came home, wife had fever. So took wife to a dispensary to a doctor. Doctor saw, wrote some medicines. Doctor ko fees the 100 rupees. Went to the pharmacy to get the medicines. Medicines were 500 rupees. Antibiotic, this, that. So he spent 600 rupees on his wife that day. And how much he earned? Whole day he worked and he was in negative balance, bichara. 100 rupees negative balance. Next day, some devotees had come from America. He was taking them somewhere and he said, Bhaiya, aap Brajvasi ho, hame thodi Brajraj le jani hai, America hamare saath. We want to take some Brajraj with us. So can you please get some Brajraj for us? Because they were thinking, oh, we are outsiders, how we can go and take Brajraj? Some Brajvasi has to give. So they told him. So they decided that evening we will again meet here where he was supposed to take them somewhere. And he said, I will get some Brajraj for you. I'll go to some. Brajraj means the mud of Vrindavan.
Okay.
The mitti. Raj ki mitti. Raj, mitti. It is considered to be very auspicious. This tilak that we wear, we mix Brajraj in this. It's very powerful because Krishna and Radharani have stepped on that Raj in Vrindavan. So he said, so many devotees, they bring Brajraj with them when they come from Vrindavan, some mitti of Vrindavan, and they keep it with them. Thoda they put on their head every day. So these tourists requested him, get some Brajraj for us. I said, okay. So he decided, I'll go to some forest in Vrindavan where everything is pure and I will dig a little bit and in a plastic bag, I'll get some Brajraj and give them. It's a true story. So next day, he went and he was digging and he found something under the ground. He digged more and it was somebody had buried money there. So what happened previously, people didn't have lockers or banks. So they would just bury it under a tree and not tell anybody. And at the time of death, they would tell their children, either chupa hua hai, le lo, baat lo. What is that? Dhanansya bhumau pashuvasya goshthe. It's a very nice verse in Sanskrit that only our karma goes with us to the next life. Whatever dhan we have accumulated, it stays underground. Dhanansya bhumau, it stays in the bhumi. Pashavasya goshthe, whatever horses, elephants you have, they will stay in the stable. This is pre-banking days. For today's context, money will stay in the bank when you die. Your car will remain in the garage. Pashavasya goshthe. So in this way, everything, your wife will come till the door. Relative's son will come to the smashan. Your body will go with you to the funeral pyre. Then the body also will give up. I cannot go, I'm going to burn. But the Atma will go with the karma, the next life. Only karma will come. It's like acha karma. Don't collect bad karma. It is karma only which will go to your next life. So this fellow, he got money. He found money underground, buried. So it actually gold coins. Money I'm saying for the sake of understanding, but there were gold coins. So he went to his guru and he said, okay, I found this. For the people I was tourist, I was getting some Rajraj and I found this money, what to do. So Guru Maharaj said that you are very honest and you are very poor. You donate some to Bhakya Bihari Ji. Donate all of it to Bhakya Bihari Ji, but few coins you keep with yourself. I am telling you, the Guru said. Now those few coins means he could retire. He didn't need to ride the rickshaw anymore. So Guru said, yesterday your wife got sick. You worked hard all day and you were in negative balance. Earned 500, spent 600. Today you didn't do any rickshaw, nothing. And you just got so much money that you can retire. You're a simple fellow. Your monthly expenditure is 5,000 rupees. Very simple life you live. What we don't need much. So he retired. So Guru said, when your wife fell sick and you lost money, that was prarabdha. And you found this treasure, this is also prarabdha. Because both things happened naturally. Wife fell sick naturally, went to the doctor, the expenses came beyond control. And got this well beyond control. He didn't work hard to earn those gold coins. It just came to him. Similarly, things that naturally come, generally it is prarabdha. We try, but still it doesn't work out. Then we should just think, okay, we should keep trying, but it is prarabdha, like that. So all this karma can be destroyed simply if we take shelter of Krishna. When we Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In Brahma Samhita, it is said, Karmani nirdhati, the bhakti bhajam. By bhakti, all the karma can be finished. Srimad Bhagavad also says, Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasham. All the sins are destroyed just by. That's why when you do like this, all this rekha, they change. They're gone. All the Purva Sanchit karma is gone. Prarabdha, Krishna keeps it as it is generally. But if Krishna wants, he can change Prarabdha also. Like according to astrological chart, Srila Prabhupada was supposed to live for 70 years. And at 70, he got 2 massive heart attacks, where he had no access to healthcare. On a cargo ship, where 38 days he was supposed to be on that ship in the Atlantic Ocean. And at the outset, he got heart attacks. He was supposed to pass away, according to his prarabdha. But because he was on a mission given by his Gurudev, prarabdha got changed. He lived for another 12 years after that. And wrote all these books and preached all over the world. So, but the Purva Sanchit karma is easily finished by taking to bhakti. That's what Krishna is saying here.
कृष्ण देखना यह दोषी है रचना से जैसी रहती है ये तपस्या करके
तत्कुरु समदर्पण
शुभ फले रहेगा मोक्ष से कर्म करना
यस
सारे
शुभ अशुभ निकल जाएगा
जो भी करते हो
everything will be destroyed. Karmani nirdahati. So if our karma is like the silo where there are so many seeds, different grain seeds stored, Nirdahati. Usko agar jala diya, a seed that has been roasted or burnt, will it ever sprout? Never. That's what happens. वो जो कर्मा का गोदाम है, उसमें आग लग जाती है. It's finished. Therefore, Krishna can say, na, sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. Still somebody has doubt? Krishna says, ma sucha. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm there. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. Ma sucha. Don't worry. Everything will be destroyed. Just surrender to me. Krishna Ashraya. Therefore, it is said, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the injunction of the Supreme Personality word Krishna is the essence of all Vedic wisdom and therefore is eternally true without exception. You see, Mataji, you are from JJ, right? Chakaraka, chakaraka, chak, 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 makaraka, makaraka, mak, mak, mak. Who are we? Krishna's devotees. Yes, yes. No, that's fine, that's fine. Very nice. So this is Mataji is from the same medical school as me. We are both from the same medical college, Grand Medical College, JJ Hospital. I'm 98 batch. 84 batch. And I was 4 years old. Hare Krishna. So what was I saying? No. I was going to say something. I forgot. Lost my.
You are reading about this one. The injunction. The injunction of
thank you. Now I remember. So we are GM sites. We are from the same medical school. Now, the textbooks that Mataji read in 1984, when I joined in 1998, did I have the same textbooks, same Gītā, physiology, same pharmacology, same medicines? They change, right? The medicines change. The medical science advances. Every 4 years, new edition comes. Harrison's internal medicine. Every 4 years, new edition comes. Updated. You buy the latest books, latest journals. So medical knowledge keeps changing. Now, I was 98 batch. What about 2023 batch? Will they read the same books that I read? Well, if they do, they will probably not know what is COVID. Because back in 1998, there was no COVID. So many things are not there. Medicines like Plavix. When we were in medical school, there was no Plavix. Now, if you tell somebody, I don't know Plavix, they'll look at you. What? You don't know Plavix, where are you from? Right? Such a common medicine. Well, when Mataji went to when she started medical school, maybe she did not know much about HIV. But HIV was just being discovered in the early 1980s. So if you read her textbooks, you will not know anything about HIV. See how the medical knowledge changes. So material knowledge keeps changing. Similarly, all of you IT people, you have to keep updating yourself, right? Technology keeps changing. Every 15 days. It keeps. In fact, our medical app that we use for patient care is called Up to Date. Uska naam hi Up to Date hai. Because they keep updating it. And it is never perfect. That's why it has to be updated. If it was absolute and perfect, it would be same. Now look at this. Krishna is saying that the injunctions means the teachings of Krishna is the essence of the Vedic wisdom and therefore is eternally true without exception. So this is not like the medical or engineering knowledge. Spiritual knowledge is same. अभी भगवद गीता जो अर्जुन को सुनाई थी भगवान ने 5000 वर्ष पूर्व, 5000 years ago, the Gītā that Krishna taught Arjun, are we studying the same Gītā?
Yes.
Exactly same words. Why are we not updating it? Come on. Maybe Krishna didn't know something 5000 years ago. Let's update it. Nahin? Zarurat nahi. Because it's absolute. I challenge. Tell me anything in Bhagavad Gita that is not applicable today. हाँ ये था 5000 years ago, अभी applicable नहीं है. There is nothing. If Krishna says ध्यायतो विषयं पुंसा संगास्तेषु बजाते, वही हो रहा है. How we get attracted, how lust conquers us, how anger makes us mad, how we become bewildered, how we make wrong decisions. That is discussed in Bhagavad Gita. And today also it is happening. And it will continue to happen. What Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gītā is eternally true. This is the difference between material knowledge that we are so proud of, MBBS, MD, PhD, MS, MBA. We are proud of this material knowledge, but actually this material knowledge is very temporary, very specific, based on time, place, and circumstances. Medical degree in America cannot work in North Korea. Jao, dekho. I want to practice here. Cannot work in China. Cannot even work in India. You need a license. An Indian degree cannot work in America. So our material knowledge, our law degree, our MBA degree, everything is very circumstantial, and we are so proud of it. But spiritual knowledge is different. Spiritual knowledge is applicable eternally in all places at all times, because it is perfect. It is Divya Jnana. It is not Jada Vidya. There is Jada Vidya, material knowledge, and there is Divya Jnana, spiritual knowledge. And this is spiritual knowledge. That's what Prabhupada is saying in the purport. As the Vedas are eternal, so this truth of Krishna consciousness is also eternal. One should have firm faith in this injunction. So this is a point for all of us, my dear friends. You came from India to America on an airplane. Which airlines? British Airways. Before you got on the flight, did you go to the pilot and said, license dikha? Anybody did that here? Why? Trust. Can we have trust in Bhagavad Gītā now? Just like we trusted. It is reasonable faith, right? Why you did not ask? Because British Airlines has a good track record. So many British Airways flights have taken off and landed safely. That's why Prabhuji did not bother to dikha license dikha. Bombay, when we used to travel a bus, JJ said to go to GT hospital, we used to take a bus. So did we ask the bus wala, license dikha tera? Kitne accident hai bata? No, we just trust. So one can say, oh, that is blind faith. Well, it's a reasonable faith, because if the BMC has appointed him as a bus driver in the BMC bus, they must have done their homework. They must have done their screening process, whatever. So it's a reasonable faith, but it is faith. Maybe the real driver was sick and he sent his brother. Possible, you know? But we have faith. You remember that German Airlines, German Wings, what happened? Few years ago, 10 years ago. So what happened was, in 9/11, the terrorists were armed with pepper spray and all those things, some kitchen knives, and they went inside the cockpit, took over the cockpit, they hijacked the plane. After that, an international rule came that all commercial jetliners, they should have a facility where the pilots can latch the door from inside. And from outside, it cannot be opened. Just so that nobody breaks into the cockpit and take over the flight. So now all flights are like that. We do so much to protect ourselves, but always, because this world is dukkhalaya shashvatam, this world is a place of misery, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gītā, this world will find a way to give us pain. What happened in Germany after that, I think it was 2011 or something like that, around 10 years ago. So there are two pilots in every plane. There's a main head pilot and there's an assistant pilot. The head pilot, German flights, German airline called, domestic airline in Germany called German Wings. You will look it up, German Wings flight crash. It happened around 10 years ago or so. So two pilots, the head pilot, they reached the cruising altitude. The head pilot said, I'll take a restroom break. So he went to the restroom. The assistant pilot latched the door from inside, closed the cockpit and latched the door from inside. So the main pilot cannot come inside, and he crashed the plane into the mountain, and everybody died. He was depressed. He wanted to commit suicide, and he took some hundreds of people with him, at least 150 people with him. So this material world will always find a way to give us suffering. HIV now, there's such good treatment for HIV that if one can tolerate those medicines for HIV, the lifespan of a person with HIV is as good as a normal person who doesn't have HIV. The treatment has advanced so much. But we cannot give a sigh of relief, because there are other diseases that keep coming. COVID came, millions of people died. So this world with cancer is increasing like anything. Just my last shift that I did, I was doing admitting shifts this last week. I admitted 4 patients in a 10-hour shift with brand new diagnosis of stage 4 cancer. Youngest one was 41 years old, 2 years younger than me. Completely healthy. For a couple of years was trying to lose weight, trying out different gyms, different diets, keto diet, this diet. Nothing was working. And then this year, he made a New Year resolution that I want to really lose weight, and started losing very successfully. He was very happy until March. But then somebody said, yeah, you look a little yellow. Something is wrong with you. Urine also was very dark and he was having itching. So then he went to the PCP and the labs were very abnormal, had an MRI, they found a pancreatic cancer. At diagnosis, it had already reached the liver and lungs when they diagnosed him. Started on chemotherapy, tried 2 different chemotherapy regimens, and then came last week in the ER because he just couldn't, had not eaten in days, was completely weak, belly filled with ascites, did a CT scan, and the cancer has increased like anything, despite chemotherapy. So we had to put him on hospice and send him home. 41 years old. And I saw 4 such patients, including this one, in one shift. All of them with the recently diagnosed or brand new diagnosed. Sometimes they find out in the ER, they come for something and they do a CAT scan and suddenly there is cancer everywhere in the bones and everywhere. What is happening? Because there's so much pollution in this world and all these plastic toys, it just, all this Wi-Fi, microwaves, I don't know. But all these things are going to have some health effect. Fossil fuels that we are burning left, right, and center, it is going to affect us in some way. And Hare Krishna. And we don't know what effect it's going to have. But the fact is that newer and newer cancers are coming and more people are getting cancer. And now the medical statistics are, and you can look it up if you don't believe me, if we simply live long enough, all of us will get some form of cancer. 100%. If we simply live long enough. So this is the nature of this world. It's a place of suffering because we don't believe, we don't belong here. The jiva, we are material or spiritual? The jiva, the soul, soul, spiritual. Is this spiritual world or material world? So we belong to Vaikuntha. We don't belong here. So we are in a wrong place. Like a fish fish is on the dry beach, hot sand. You give Coca-Cola. Life is better with Coca-Cola. Will the fish be happy? No, it just wants water. Just get me back into the ocean. So in this material world, we can get $1 million house. We can get a $100,000 or more car. We can have the best job, the best family, best health, A1C of 5, HDL of 60, blood pressure 110/70. But we are still going to die. Chavana Rishi died. The inventor of Chavanprash. Everyone is going to die in this material world. Yeah? Yes, Chavanprashi. Yes. Yes. No. It's a fact. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Everybody died. Huh? Then that would be hypocrisy, right? Yeah, no, the fact is like that. Everyone has to die in this world. In the beginning, we are going towards the end of the purport in the interest of time. In the beginning of Krishna consciousness, one may not fully discharge the injunctions of the Lord. This is your question. I think you had a question in the beginning, right? Then how the karma can affect somebody who is in Krishna. Prabhupada is answering your question here. In the beginning of Krishna consciousness, one may not fully discharge the injunctions of the Lord, which means we are not fully following Krishna. Some instructions we are following, some we are not. But because one is not resentful of this principle and works sincerely without consideration of defeat and hopelessness, he will surely be promoted to the stage of pure Krishna consciousness. Which means, now Mataji has come for the first time. You have been coming maybe a dozen times so far. Prabhuji is coming for many years. So we are all in different stages of our spiritual journey. And we are following the teachings of Bhagavad Gītā according to our ability. Some are following it more, some are following it less. Prabhupada is saying, don't be disappointed. No matter whatever you are following, because one is not resentful of this principle, which means because we don't think that Bhagavad Gita is phaltu, it's not worth following, or maybe it's all fiction. It's just one person told me, one friend told me once, why are you taking Bhagavad Gita so seriously? It is just a conversation between two friends. One friend didn't want to fight. The other friend gave a pep talk. And it's been 5,000 years and you're still reading that conversation. Don't take it seriously. I was told like that. It's just a pep talk.
What do you answer for?
That you will tell me. If it was a pep talk, just a pep talk, why would Sripad Ramanujacharya write a commentary? If it was just a pep talk, why would Sripad Madhvacharya write a commentary? If it was just a pep talk, why would Srila Prabhupada write a commentary? Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Anandmayi Ma, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Tukaram Maharaj, either all of them are wrong, and this friend who over a bottle of beer is telling me this is right. Who should I believe? Should I believe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sripad Ramanujacharya, Sripad Madhvacharya, Vyasadev, or should I believe him? Who was depressed because he was not getting a girlfriend and he was drinking beer. And I was telling him from Bhagavad Gita, he said, "Arey, chhod Bhagavad Gita, peene de, gum ko dubane de." Uska suno main. Yes.
Startled. Oh, really? People can think like that also.
One of my friends was asking that, why did Krishna steal Gopi's clothes? Such a bad example to give it to kids and this like I don't know how to explain. I said I give up.
Yeah, and Leela. So many questions like I can't answer.
One of our Guru Maharajas, Srila Radha Govindadas Goswami Maharaj, he was asked the same question. कपड़े क्यों चुराए, चीर हरण क्यों किया? Why Krishna stole the garments of the gopis? Why Krishna was dancing in Rasleela with other people's wives? Why in Dwarka he married 16,108 queens? Yeah. So Maharaj said कि वो 16,000 में आपकी कोई बहन थी क्या? कि आपकी कोई बेटी थी क्या? He said those queens have no problem. They are happily married to Krishna. The gopis for 1 month are fasting, so Krishna will come and give darshan before the Chirharan Leela. The gopis came running to the forest and begged Krishna, please dance with us. And therefore Krishna is complying. They don't have a problem, you have a problem. He said, ऐसा है क्या कि Krishna के some wives are sending some complaint letters to you. हमको खाना नहीं मिल रहा है, हमको साड़ी नहीं लेके दी. He said, they don't have any complaint, they don't have any problem. What's your problem? It's just envy. That's why in the purport, look at this purport. Look at the translation. Without envy. Look at the translation. Without envy, become free from the bondage of. If we are anasuya, if you are non-envious of Krishna, problem is we are very envious of Krishna. We may not understand it, but we are so envious of Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. If we want anything for ourselves, we are envious of Krishna. Dekho, so many times we have seen, if someone is watching Netflix or going for a movie with friends, parents are very happy. But someone says, I want to become a brahmachari, then it is very bad thing. What? इसके लिए पैदा किया गया, नेटफ्लिक्स देखने के लिए पैदा किया, भगवान का भजन कर रहे हैं तो प्रॉब्लम है. So many times when I took to Krishna consciousness, I remember I even said this in my, when somebody asked me this question, but when I came to Krishna consciousness, one day I told my parents, when I was in my first MBBS, there was a STD parlor outside the RM Bhatt boys hostel. So we used to go and call our parents every evening. Parents had made a rule, after 9 o'clock, it's half rate. So every evening we had to call. Phone nahi kiya, the problem, because tab mobile nahi the, 1998. Mobiles came in 2000. So we used to call every evening. So one evening I remember I was calling and I told my mother and father that I am going to become a part of ISKCON. Said, what is that? I said, those Hare Krishnas. My parents had not heard, because Akkola mein had not heard. So I said, they are basically, I am a devotee of Krishna. My mother's first reaction was, "Kyun Ganpati mein kya problem hai?" Shri Ganesha Jai Ganesha. Ganpati Bappa Moria. What is the problem with Ganpati? Her first reaction was like that. So anyway, so I told her that I am not going to eat onion garlic. I am not going to eat meat. And I will not watch movies. So many things I told her. And I'm going to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So my mother was shocked. She said, father and mother both told me that all this is correct. I mean, it's not wrong what you're saying, because they are Hindus. They understand that this is right. You should chant Krishna's name. You should not eat meat. They're all good things. But they said, not watching movies, not eating in restaurants and chanting so much, 2 hours every day. I think this is too much, but you should study, and when you become our age, then you should do all these things. You're too young. You're only 18 years old. I said, then why you are not doing it? I said, when you become our age, you do. I said, why you are not doing it? So they had no answer. Then, but their point was good, that it is too early for you to do this. Now you focus on career, you do it later on. So I went and asked Gaurang Prabhu, who is coming tomorrow to Atlanta, one of my Shiksha Gurus, Gauranga Prabhu. Why?
Because I'm dropping her.
On Sunday?
I have to come back. Like how tomorrow morning we are leaving, and I saw both of them tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Both of them I cannot attend. I was so sad.
Okay, we'll go live and you watch it if you possible.
That's what I thought.
See, you're too young for all this much.
Yeah.
So I told my parents that, no, don't worry, we'll live stream it. Don't worry. More sadhus will come.
I'm just telling come back.
So I told Gaurang Prabhu, my Guru Maharaj also was there that time in Bombay. I asked Gaurang Prabhu that my parents are saying that this is all the right path, but it's too early. When you become old, then you do all this. These things have to be done when you become old. So Gaurang Prabhu asked me, you're a doctor, tell me what is the definition of old age. So old age means when the hair become gray. There are so many young people, they drink alcohol and in their 30s, 20s, their hair become gray nowadays. I don't know when the teeth start falling out. So many people eat gudka, manik chand, tambaku, and their teeth get rotten and they have to be removed. And so that's not a definition. Old age. Tell me scientifically what is the definition of old age. So I said, Prabhuji, I'll have to see what is the WHO definition of old age. I don't have it, but I don't know. So Gaurang Prabhu said, according to our scriptures, and he had heard this from Srila Radhana Swami Maharaj. According to our scriptures, the definition of old age is nearness to death. Nearness to death. So Gaurang Prabhu gave me an example that if there is a retired man, he is 70 years old and he is supposed to die at the age of 80. So he has got 10 more years to live. And he has got a grandchild who is 7 years old. And he's going to go play cricket, cross the road, and somehow he's destined to have a road accident and die. Just now, he's going in 5 minutes, he's going to die. The 7-year-old has got 5 more minutes. The grandfather has 10 more years to live. So who is old? Is the retired old grandfather old, or is the 7-year-old old? You see? So old age means nearness to death. I'm actually telling you an example that I know. My tuition teacher in high school, 8th, 9th, 10th, 3 years I went with him went to his house every day for math. Rathi sir, very close to my heart. He was like a grandfather to me. He was a retired teacher and Marwadi, very pious, devotee of Hanumanji. Every Hanuman Jayanti he used to do bhandara, where he used to make dal bati. And very nice. And I was very much part of their family. Every day I used to go for 3 years for tuition, math tuition. So Rathi sir, he had a son, Bahu, and they had a son and a boy and a girl. So the granddaughter, she used to play there all the time during our tuition. I knew her so well. Her name was Nidhi. And then I came to I came for my residency to Wardha, my MS General Surgery. This is 2004. And one day Rathi sir called me and he said, "Beta, Nidhi ko brain tumor ho gaya hai. Usko seizures aa rahe the suddenly. So we took her, did a CT scan, wo abnormal tha, took her to Nagpur, MRI kiya. So she's got a, brain tumor. How Madhuri Radha had, same astrocytoma. So she underwent, वहाँ पे NIMS करके है नागपुर में, it's a neurological institute. वहाँ पे they did radiation, they did 2-3 surgeries also. But then within a year she died. Nidhi. She was very young. She had just turned, I think, 18. And Rathi sir lived for 15 years after that. He died last year. So what I mean to say is the granddaughter was old because she had hardly 1 year after diagnosis, whereas Rathi sir had 15 years, grandfather. So I'm telling you something that I have seen with my own eyes. So who is old? That person is old who is near to death. And Gaurav Guru asked me, "Do you know exactly when you're going to die?" I said, "No, even I don't know." So we are all old. So let us start now. We should take to Krishna consciousness now. So like that. Krishna consciousness is going to save us. Krishna is going to save us. And this path of Krishna consciousness, many of you are new, but those of you have been following, like Ananda Sundari Mataji, she got introduced during COVID because we are having a lot of online Zoom programs. But just ask them, talk to them. Krishna consciousness is really, really, really a very beautiful life. I'm saying this from my heart, from experience. Giving a review, 5-star review. Like you go to some Airbnb and you give a review. You want others also to come and enjoy, have the same experience that you had. People give reviews on Google for restaurants. I'm giving a review for ISKCON, for Krishna Bhakti. It is really 1,000,000 stars. It is the perfect path. I have not been able to find one mistake, one shortcoming in Krishna consciousness. The philosophy is perfect. Radha and Krishna are so merciful. Gaur Nitai are always there. Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj's mercy is always there. This is such a holistic, perfect way of living one's life, Krishna consciousness. Ask me a question about any aspect of Krishna consciousness. Sar se leke pair tak. Ask any question. I can tell you how this is such a perfect, beautiful path. Any question, anything that devotees do, ask me. I'm here. It is such a perfect path. And there is nothing better than this. Ask me now. Challenge me. There is nothing better than this. Tell me alternative to what a Krishna Bhakta does. Yes.
My son, he went for a retreat and it was like a Christian oriented. And he came and told me that what they taught him there is that Christianity is the best religion. And he said that he kind of out of place. You want to talk to even more about? So so I just wonder that if you would speak with a person calling Islam, that person would say Islam is the best. I have a friend who's a Muslim, she tells me that. So I just wonder that, if each and every part, when they say that our religion is the best, what is that?
Yes. Because all these religions, they are better than a materialistic, atheistic life. So, because they have experienced only that, they feel that that is the best. And one can comparatively know which religion stands where by seeing what is their ultimate objective. So ask a Muslim, what is your ultimate objective? Ask a Christian, what is your ultimate objective? Ask a Buddhist, what is your ultimate objective? And ask a Krishna, what is your ultimate objective? And then you decide for us, which is the best.
And when you were telling me that the teacher who were speaking with these kids, bipolar, or I don't know, was it the teacher himself who was it the kids? Who was it? They were saying, oh, Christianity is the best because it's the largest, most popular religion. That's why Christianity is so, popular. And then, so yeah, when he was telling me, I thought I was it.
Popularity is a very, very poor indicator of what is best. If you see YouTube, there may be some very inappropriate videos which may have millions of views and hundreds and thousands of likes. And there may be a satsang by a devotee, it may have only 100 views, maybe 4 likes. So does it mean that that pornographic video has more value than someone who's glorifying God? So popularity, how many people are following which religion, and how many people have been converted into that religion because of giving lollipops and incentives, that is a very poor indicator, I think. Anyway, all these religions are great. Christianity, Islam, Hinduism.
In a diamond store, how many people can come inside and buy diamonds? Versus a store where false jewelry is seen. You'll find people flocking with flies in a shop where jewelry is cheap. How many people can actually enter a diamond store?
In our hospital, every once in a while there is a jewelry fair where every piece of jewelry is $5 and less. It's imitation jewelry at Emory Decatur Hospital where I used to work previously. And there used to be a line in the lunch break. The nurses used to line up because it's decent and it's cheap, but it's not real jewelry. So more people will buy. Now, if they were selling very high, what do you call the diamond ka best kya hota hai? 24 karat diamond. If it's a 24 karat diamond, then not everybody is going to be 24 karat gold. No, diamond ko kya bolte hain? Best diamond. Better cut diamond. Huh? 4C diamond, less people will buy because it's very expensive. Not many can afford.
Yeah,
So
it's expensive thing. No, but they
Less
can't
people.
afford. They can't afford, so they'll kind of, bhakti is like an expensive thing. Is that they can't do it? They will be like, it is not. It is like katte amrut. They can't reach it, right? They say it's not. Even the grapes are reachable, but they say if they can't reach it, they say they're sour grapes. We don't want it. If they can't do it, they'll say it's not good.
So you see, you examine and see what is the highest goal of someone of a particular faith. And then you decide. If it is just going to heaven and living a comfortable life to avoid eternal damnation in hell, or if it is going to Jannat and enjoying with virgins, or to become a maid servant of Radharani. So that we have to individually decide what is the highest destination. What is it offering? So Toyota Corolla sell more or Tesla sells more? Now Tesla. Yeah, but the cheaper cars sell more, right? So popularity is not, I'm not saying any religion is higher or lower. That's individual has to decide. Individual has to decide. And once again, I'm coming to it. Once again. Also, whether Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Sikhism, Buddhism, all these religious followers will say that ours is the best because these are great religions, all of them. They take you closer to God. So it's not wrong for them to say. And if you analyze, now listen to this is the most important thing. If you honestly analyze, all these are the same path. In Islam, there is bhakti of Allah. In Christianity, there is bhakti of God. And in Krishna consciousness, there is the bhakti of Krishna. So have you heard that Christians say that the only way to the Lord is, Jesus Christ said, the only way to the Lord is through me. I am the only way. So it's a very common thing. I went to a convent school, so I know.
Yeah.
I studied the Holy Bible, so I know. Jesus Christ said at one point that I am the only way to the eternal life. So when Srila Prabhupada was told this, Prabhupada, you are showing a certain way in Bhagavad Gītā, but the Christians said there, Lord Jesus Christ said that I am the only way. So Prabhupada said, yes, Jesus is the only way. What is the way of Jesus? It's the way of bhakti, devotion. The first commandment is love the Lord with all your heart and all your soul. So that's what we are teaching. So the same path. So what Prophet Muhammad taught, what Jesus Christ taught, what Lord Chaitanya Dev taught, in essence, it is the same path, the path of surrendering to Krishna. You understand? Now, in our path, in Krishna consciousness, there are lot more details are there. We can play holy with Radha and Krishna. Now, Jhulan Yatra is coming. We can swing Radha and Krishna. Where do you see this? Which religion do you see this? This type of intimacy, this type of rasa, these details of what Krishna does, what God does. So that's the point. Yes, Beta.
I was just going to say, Christianity, I've thought about this, the popularity and all that stuff, living in America and Christian. When it started, Jesus only had 12 disciples. So when he was,
Apostles.
yeah, so when he was there preaching about Christianity, there was only a few of them.
Yes.
And now there's so many, so popularity is relative.
Yes, true. Time, place, and circumstances. Yes.
In Bible also they are telling the same thing, thy shall not be killed. Exactly whatever we are reading, but they are preaching in their own way, like, but it's similar thing. But who is following it, right? Like, I mean, like every other person in Christianity or Islam, whoever it is, even in Bible, like I have a couple of roommates, like Christians and Muslims when I was doing my study. They also read everything, but who is following it? That's what makes a lot of difference, right?
Yes. All these religions are beautiful, but it depends how much we are practicing them, how much we are following them. That is also the difference. Okay, so this is the, yes.
I think it's saying like Islam is the most
Practice religion.
Most practiced religion, yeah. And it is the fastest growing religion in the world, Islam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna always take Christianity. It was yeah. All my Christian friends converted to Islam in my old school.
Right. I also have many Muslim friends and
Yeah,
Christian friends.
easily Christian, everything was.
Once there was a religious debate, and from ISKCON, His Holiness Hridayananda Goswami Maharaj went. It's on YouTube. I don't remember what video it is, but I saw it. There was a religious debate, and there was a Christian preacher and Hridayananda Maharaj from ISKCON. So the Christian preacher asked Hridayananda Maharaj, so you have come to America and you're preaching here, having learned this Hindu religion from India. So what are the differences between Christianity and your Hare Krishna religion? So Hridayananda Maharaj said, that's not a very intelligent question. A more intelligent question would be, what are the similarities? Let's talk about them first. You see? What are the similarities? There are so many similarities between what Lord Jesus Christ taught and what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught, what Srila Prabhupada is teaching. That should be the focus. Not what is the difference between Islam and Hare Krishnas, what is the difference between Islam and Christianity and Hare Krishnas. Then we'll get into debates and arguments and fights. No point. It's a great religion, great religion, great religion. All of them are great religions. We should practice. So Prabhupada asked, so why did you come to America? We are already practicing our religion, Christianity. So Prabhupada, to teach you how to become a better Christian. Become a better Christian, become a better Muslim, become a better Hindu, become a better Sikh. follow your religion properly. I'm coming to encourage you. Prabhupada was in Iran, and when they have their namaz 5 times a day, from the mosque, there is loud chanting, Allahu Akbar, Allah, all those things. Huh? So Prabhupada was giving a class like this in Iran, and somewhere outside in the mosque that it started on the loudspeaker, their chanting of their Islamic prayers. Prabhupada closed his eyes and paused. He paused his Harikatha. He let it get over. And then Prabhupada opened his eyes and said, wasn't it beautiful? And then he continued. So we should see the harmony between Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, instead of focusing on the differences. But at the same time, we should understand that the amount of details that are given in Bhagavad Gītā, that are given in Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, are not to be found. It's just a fact. By sheer volume, you see the Christian scriptures, the Islamic scriptures, or any other religious scriptures, and you see the Vedic scriptures. Just in sheer volume and details and depth, this is so much more. Because this is the mother of all, this is the oldest religion. All religions have come. 2000 years ago, Christianity came. Islam came, 1,500 years ago, or something like that. They have a beginning. Buddhism, little before that. But this is Sanatana. It has no beginning. It is eternal. So that is a difference. But these are different religions based on time, place, circumstances to bring people closer to God. And in essence, they're teaching the same thing. Once I had asked my Guru Maharaj this question when I was new, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and I'll conclude with this. When I was raised as a Hindu, but I did study Christianity, and because I had a lot of Islamic friends, and after my 10th, I stayed with a Muslim family in Parbhani. My father had sent me there to learn horse riding. So I was staying with a Muslim family friend who had their own stable and farm. So I was doing horse riding there. So I stayed with them for a long time, many weeks. And there they gave me a book, Islam, the Misunderstood Religion. And I studied that book there. I had just finished my 10th. I was 16 years old. So I have some understanding of Islam, and so many friends are Muslims. I used to go for the Eid parties and went to a Christian convent school. So I studied these religions and I grew up as a Hindu. But then when I reached the age of 16, I started getting a lot of questions. And I started questioning whether God really exists or not. And then when I went to medical school, I became even more convinced that there is no God. Because I started reading about all these congenital anomalies, children born with certain genetic disorders, children born with certain cardiac heart defects. Somebody is born on the streets of Mumbai, and somebody is born in the Ambani family. Both are human beings. Why someone is born here, why someone is born there, I could not understand. I thought this world is so random. Why bad things happen to good people? I couldn't understand it. And I concluded there is no God. And I concluded that religion is just a make-believe system to give some solace to people. Koi hai, Bhagwan hai, pray karo, pray karo. Actually, there is no God, but it just makes us feel good. So all these religions have evolved. But actually, there is no God. If there was God, why would there be wars and rapes and all these things? Where is God? So I was convinced that there is no God. And then when I studied the world history, I saw, oh my God, most of the problems in the world are because of religion. When I was a child, school, I still remember very vividly when the masjid was broken, the riots in Akola. Aankhon se dekha hai. So many Hindus were killed, so many Muslims were killed, riots. हमारे घर में आ गए थे because we are right at the junction of Muhammad Ali Road and the Hindu part of Akola. बीच में cricket ground है सिर्फ. So that cricket ground became Kurukshetra. Akola, Maharashtra. So I myself saw, and our hospital construction was going on. Upar hospital tha, niche ghar tha. So we had a lot of bamboo sticks and bricks. So the Shiv Sainiks came and they took our bamboo sticks and bricks, and we all went on the terrace. Patients को terrace पे लेके गए. घर को जलाने को आए थे, हमारे गली में आ गए थे Muslims. Then bricks फेंके, bamboo sticks से fighting हुआ, फिर they were pushed back, and so many things happened. I have seen it with my own eyes. And then Muslims and Jews are fighting. In the Crusades, the Christians and Muslims were fighting. Before that, Jesus Christ was killed by the Jews, crucified by the Jews. So Jews and Christians are fighting. A Hindu Muslim to chhod do. Always fighting.
And even within Islam, on the
Shia Sunni. Iran, Iraq, they kill each other like anything.
And prophets' kids were killed in the Bhagavad and everything.
Yeah.
Muslims themselves killed them. Yeah.
So if you see the world history, most of the wars that have been waged have been based on religion. Look at World War II. Millions of Jews were killed by Hitler, who was a Christian. Holocaust. So I asked a question to my Guru Maharaj, Param Pujya Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj. This was 1998, the first time when I met him. I said, listen carefully, I said, most of the problems in this world are because of religion. Riots, communal violence, wars between countries like Israel and Palestine and India and Pakistan and now India and Bangladesh and so many things. They're because of religion. This world would have been a better place if there was no religion. Think about it. If there was no religion, this world would have been a much better place. So much hatred would not have been there. So Maharaj did not even let me finish my question completely. He immediately replied. He said, no, that is not true. Maharaj said, I do not see these as a problem of religion. I still remember Maharaj's exact words, because it just went straight in my heart. Maharaj said, I do not see these as problems of religion. I see these as problems of irreligion in the clothes of religion. Where there is true religion, there is love, there is brotherhood, there is harmony, there is understanding, there is peace, there is cooperation. And where there is irreligion in the clothes of religion, there is bigotry, there is hatred, there is envy, there are riots, there is murder. Maharaj asked me, do you have a pet? I said, yes. What is his name? Rocky, German Shepherd dog. In a kola I had growing up, Rocky. So my Guru Maharaj said, if you go in your hospital clothes with a lab coat, white lab coat, will Rocky recognize you? I said, yes. If you go in pajamas, your night dress, pajama and t-shirt, will Rocky recognize you? Yes. If you go in a swimming trunk, will Rocky recognize you? Yes. So when you change your clothes, your dog recognizes you because you are the master and he's the dog. He recognizes you. I said, yes. So Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj says, similarly, when God changes his appearance, he may come as Ram, he may come as Allah, he may come as Buddha, he may come as Jesus Christ, he may come as Krishna, he may come as Lord Chaitanya. When God changes his appearance, because he is our master, we should recognize God. And when God changes his appearance, if we fail to recognize God, we are less than a dog. Maharashtra. You see? These are not problems of religion. These are problems of irreligion in the clothes of religion. If a sannyasi comes and does something bad, it is not a problem of sannyasi. It is a problem of a person who is in the clothes of sannyasi, who is a very wicked person, sinful person. We cannot blame. For example, if a cop is corrupt, are we going to say that this world would have been better without cops? Imagine a city without cops. Exactly. So it's not, if somebody is corrupt cop, it's that individual's problem. Because he is not following the teachings of the police academy. Correct? So someone who is envious, someone who is having a lot of hatred towards others is not following the religion properly, or has a misunderstanding of the religion, wrong interpretation. So that therefore spiritual education is required. That's why we are coming together. So we understand really what is the message of Bhagavad Gita. And we have a broad understanding of true religion. This is an educational program. Religious educational program. Otherwise, one can misunderstand religion and be completely convinced what I'm doing is correct. Ask Kasab. You know Kasab, the terrorist who came to Mumbai? November 2008. Ask him that, यार तू क्या कर रहा है? इतने लोगों को मारा, गलत है ये. You think he's going to agree? He is convinced this is the right thing I have done. He killed Jews in Taj Mahal Hotel and he killed Hindus. He is convinced. You ask the bombers, they are willing to die for that cause because they believe in it. You think a young person will be willing to die, crash an aeroplane and die if they are not convinced? They truly believe this is the right thing. This is what is going to please Allah. They're convinced. Brainwashed by the propaganda. Therefore, spiritual education is required. Otherwise, we can misunderstand the scriptures completely. I can teach. Dekho, Arjuna doesn't want to fight. Krishna is teaching him to fight. All these people who are against the Sanatan Dharma, they are like Duryodhan. Let's get guns license, let's get gun and let's shoot and kill people. I can use Bhagavad Gītā to convince people of my crooked interpretation of Bhagavad Gītā. That's why Evam Parampara Prapta. That's why we are teaching Bhagavad Gītā in Guru Parab. See, the whole Parampara is mentioned in the end of introduction. We are teaching it based on how the Acharyas of the past have taught. It is not my interpretation. It is the interpretation of all these great souls. So that is how Bhagavad Gītā is to be understood. See this, page 30. Parampara is there. So like that. So I will stop here. Any quick questions while the prasadam is coming? Gulab jams are coming. Sorry, it's a little late today. Yes, beta.
You said that Krishna and all the gods are the same, right?
Yes.
But how come like someone didn't try to believe in Krishna? Like, don't you know, for example, Christianity and Islam both like ban idol worship. You see it a really bad sin, but Hinduism like promotes it.
No, we ban idol worship.
So like statues and stuff.
We ban the worship of statues. We don't worship statues. We worship Shri Vigraha. We worship deities. I'll tell you the difference. It's a statue. But when a pure devotee, like here in Atlanta, Param Pujya Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, who is a pure devotee, he came and in 1986, he did Prana Pratishtha of our Radha Madan Mohan and Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. So it's a statue. But when a pure devotee comes and prays to Krishna, Krishna, all these devotees want to serve you. You please appear in this form. Then Krishna agrees and appears in that statue, and that statue becomes a deity. We are against worshipping idols. We are against worshipping statues. But we worship deity. You see? Have you gone to Juhu temple? Have you gone to the Juhu temple? The Radha Ras Vihar ISKCON temple, Juhu. Vrindavan temple, Krishna Balram Mandir? No. Have you been to the Atlanta temple?
Yeah.
Okay. Atlanta temple, if you look at the altar where the pujaris are standing, that floor is made up of marble, white marble. Radha Madan Mohan are also made up of white marble. On one marble we are standing, putting your feet, and the other marble you are offering Arti. What is the difference? We are not worshipping stone. We are not worshipping idol. We are worshipping Shri Vigraha, deity. Deity means a statue of Krishna. The statue is made based on Krishna's description in the scriptures. Krishna is holding a flute. Krishna is standing in a threefold bending form. He has Kamala Nayan, lotus eyes. Based on the description, a murti is made, and then a pure devotee prays that Krishna, please appear in this form, so that all these devotees can serve you. Then that statue becomes a deity, and we worship deities. We don't worship statues. So there is a similarity there between Islam, Christianity, and Hinduism. You see, this understanding is required. Proper understanding. Now they don't know this. They think they are worshipping statues. But if they're explained, then they'll be very happy.
So like in Hinduism, there are multiple demigods and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like in Islam, like Allah said, I'm the only one. And like, if you don't believe that, if you believe there's more, that's more like it's like a shirt, but that's one of the most like bad sense of the
We also say there is only one God. In Gītā, Krishna says that I am the only God. Aham sarvasya prabhava mata sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajate mam buddha bhava samanvita. Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam means only one. Mam ekam sharanam raja. I am the only God, surrender to me. That is our teaching also. International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Krishna is Allah. Krishna is God.
What about like Indra and like all the other nations?
Even in Islam and Christianity, there are angels. Yeah, they are servants of God. Indra is a servant of God. Indra is servant of God. Indrari vyakulam lokam mridayanti yuge yuge. When Indra is in trouble, Krishna comes and bails him out, saves him. So we are also monotheistic religion, just like Islam and Christianity. We are not worshipping multiple gods. Misinterpreted. Therefore, spiritual education is required. There are misconceptions. Ekela Ishvara Krishna, Ara Sara Bhritya. All the Devatas, Devis, they are servants of Krishna. In Gītā, Krishna says, Aham Ādi Gadādhara Dāsa. I am the source of all the Devatas.
I want this is one kind of one and I want to Krishna and they were all worshiping Indra for like how
But Krishna corrected them.
Yeah.
So we need Krishna and we need Guru to correct us. So we stop all this demigod worship. Yes, Mataji, you were saying.
Regarding this question, when they go to college, they away from the home, they carry their parents' picture with them. Without their parents, they put it in a green bottle. So when they put their parents' picture in a frame, it's not that they love the frame. It's their how about their parents. They love.
And they remember their parents.
They remember it. It's like, it's not as an art.
Okay. Nice questions. Any other questions, Beta? You have any other doubts, questions? Okay, next time you come with more, okay? If you have. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Yes. Okay. I am Smaithili Kapoor. So we'll have Aarti now.